Hello everyone! In this video, we'll share several stories about incredible World War II discoveries found across the globe. Let's get started. Illinois 4. In Russia, in the Novgorod region, where fierce battles took place during World War II, search teams discovered the crash site of a Soviet Illinois 4 bomber. The site lies just 2 kilometers from a settlement, but reaching it is quite difficult due to the swampy terrain. For a long time, the crater itself was mistaken for an ordinary puddle, until local historians took notice. They conducted a survey, and uncovered fragments of the bomber. The aircraft crashed back in the summer of 1941, and for many years the fate of its crew remained unknown. Now the identity of one of the fallen pilots has finally been established. Most likely, upon impact, the onboard bombs detonated, tearing the Illinois 4 apart. The explosion created a massive crater, which quickly filled with water. The plane remained lost for 80 years. Just minutes after the excavation began, a piece of the aircraft was pulled from the ground. Another find soon followed. Through combined efforts, parts of the bomber's engine were brought to the surface. On one of them, they found a crucial number, offering the possibility to trace the fate of the flight crew. The engine has several numbered parts. One of the serial numbers is located beneath the valve cover. Here's a close-up, you can clearly see the number 88, which indicates the engine series. By the evening, they had already identified the navigator, Fyodor Georgievich Kiselyov. They even managed to contact his relatives. Until now, the pilot had been listed as missing in action. Search operations will continue. Lag 3. Another World War II aircraft was discovered by a team of divers from Veliki Novgorod. After examining the wreckage underwater, the search team identified it as a Soviet Lag 3 fighter. The plane was badly damaged. According to the expedition leader, the pilot was most likely covering a river crossing. During an aerial battle, the aircraft was hit. The impact with the ice bent the propeller and the plane caught fire. Using the serial number in the parts, they were able to identify the pilot, Dmitry Pavlovich Malkov, born in 1922, a native of Ivanovo region, a sergeant, just 20 years old. With the help of a winch mounted on the ice, the divers managed to retrieve the propeller from the bottom of the river, several large fragments of the aircraft, and the pilot's parachute, which he never got the chance to use. But the most significant find was the pilot's remains, which were laid buried with full military honors. The collector. Several years ago, Ukrainian police detained a resident of the Belyavsky district who had stored a large cache of World War II weapons across 2 of his summer homes. In the first house, they found 3 mortars, 2 Mosin rifles, 3 Nagant revolvers, a PPS-43 submachine gun, 84 Leaf 7.69mm cartridges, 458 casings, and 458 bullets. In the second house, police discovered 5 shells, 25 rounds of 7.62mm ammunition, and traces of explosive material. The men had found some of the weapons and munitions at the former battlefields and restored them, while others were purchased as deactivated replicas. But he had modified them to fire live rounds. German tank. This is a rare find, even for such a legendary location. In the Prokhorovka district, near the hamlet of Rydnenka, where the Battle of Kursk took place in 1943, search teams discovered a German tank. Unfortunately, the tank had been completely destroyed by the internal detonation of its ammunition. However, the tactical numbers and desert camouflage were still visible on its remains. A debate broke out among the searchers. Some believed the tank had arrived at Kursk from Africa, which would explain the sandy color. Others argued that this shade was factory applied, and that the tank crews and cells were responsible for repainting it to match the terrain where battles took place. Currently, all the tank's parts are stored next to the Battle of Kursk museum, and the question remains as to what to do with them, since reassembling a full tank from these fragments is impossible. It's worth mentioning that a few years ago, a turret from a similar tank was discovered in the same area, but nothing else was ever found. That's all for today, friends. You can support our channel by becoming a sponsor for just $1 or sending a super thanks in any amount.